Hello mga math aaral! Welcome to my 5th math video tutorial. So in this video, I am going to discuss representations of exponential function through its tables, graph, and equation. Enjoy watching and learning mga math aaral!
Definition: an exponential function with base b is a function of the form f of x equals b raised to x or y equals b raised to x, where our base is greater than 0 but not equal to 1. Meaning to say, the value of our base must be greater than 0 but not equal to 1. So, what are the numbers greater than 0 but not equal to 1? We have 1 half, 1/4, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to positive infinity. So, let's have examples of exponential functions. First, f of x equals 10 raised to x. So this is an exponential function because our base is 10 and 10 is greater than 0 but not equal to 1. Next, f of x equals 7 raised to x plus 2. Again, 7 is greater than 0. Next, y equals 1 half raised to x minus 3. 1 half is greater than 0. Y equals 5 raised to 3x. Again, this is an exponential function because 5 is greater than 0. And the last, f of x equals 1/4 raised to x minus 3. This is an exponential function because 1/4 is greater than 0. Here's the example of non-exponential functions. First, we have f of x equals x cubed. This is non-exponential because our base is a variable, which is x. Next, we have f of x is equal to 1 raised to x plus 2. Again, this is non-exponential because our base is 1. From the definition, base is not equal to 1. Next, f of x equals x raised to x. Again, x is a variable. Next, f of x equals negative 3 raised to 2x. Negative 3 is not greater than 0. It is less than 0. F of x equals negative 5 raised to x. Again, this is non-exponential because negative 5 is less than 0. Let's have example number 1. Represent the function y equals 2 raised to x minus 3 through table of values where x is equal to negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So to find for the values of y, we will just evaluate the function y equals 2 raised to x minus 3 from the given values of x. Or in other words, just substitute or replace x from the given values of x to the function. So first we have x equals negative 2. So just replace x to the given value which is negative 2. So pinalitan ko lamang yung x dito ng negative 2. So negative 2 minus 3 is equal to 2 raised to negative 5. Applying now the law of negative exponents, magiging positive itong ating negative exponent kung ilalagay natin siya sa ating denominator. And the numerator is always 1. So the numerator is 1, then I place 2 raised to negative 5 sa denominator, kaya naging positive na yung ating exponent. So, 2 raised to 5 now is equal to 32. So, y equals 1 over 32. So, if our x now is negative 2, the value of y is 1 over 32. Next, we have negative 1. So if our x is negative 1, just replace x to negative 1. So negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. We can rewrite this negative exponent as 1 over 2 raised to 4. Then 2 raised to 4 now is equal to 16. So our y is equal to 1 over 16. So if our x daw is negative 1, our y is 1 over 16. Let's have x equals 0. So I replace x into 0. So 0 minus 3 is equal to negative 3. And 2 raised to negative 3 can be written as 1 over 2 raised to 3. And 2 raised to 3 now is equal to 8. So we have now y equals 1 over 8. So if x is equal to 0, our y is 1 over 8. How about if our x is equal to 1? So, pinalitan ko yung x ng 1. So, 1 minus 3 is equal to negative 2. And 2 raised to negative 2 can be written as 1 over 2 raised to 2. And 2 raised to 2 now is equal to 4. So, yung y natin is equal to 1/4. So, if x is equal to 1, our y is 1/4. Then the last, if x is equal to 2, we have just change x into positive 2. And 2 minus 3 now is equal to negative 1. And 2 raised to negative 1 can be written as 1 over 2 raised to 1. And 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. So we have y equals 1 over 2. So if our x is 2, our y is 1/2. So this is now the representation of our function y equals 2 raised to x minus 3. Example number 2. Complete a table of values for x equals negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3 for the exponential function y equals 5 raised to x and y equals 1 over 3 raised to x. So this is now our table of the function y equals 5 raised to x and y equals 1/3 raised to x. So if x now is negative 3 from the function y equals 5 raised to x, we have just replace x into negative 3. And 5 raised to negative 3 can be written as 1 over 5 raised to 3. And 5 raised to 3 is equal to 125. So our y now is 1 over 125. So if our x is negative 3, our y here is 1 over 125. So how about if x is negative 2? So just change x into negative 2. So we have now 5 raised to negative 2. And 5 raised to negative 2 can be written as 1 over 5 raised to 2. And 5 raised to 2 is equal to 25. So we have now y equals 1 over 25. So if our x is negative 2, the y is equal to 1 over 25. If x is negative 1, we have just change x into negative 1. So we have now 1 over 5 raised to 1. And 5 raised to 1 is equal to 5. So y now is equal to 1 over 5. So if x is negative 1, our y here is 1 over 5. So if x naman is 0, we have just change x to 0 and any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So if x is 0, our y here is 1. How about if our x is 1? So just change x into 1. So 5 raised to 1, any number raised to 1 is the number itself. So we have now y equals 5. So if x is 1, our y here is 5. if x is 2, so just change x to 2. So 5 squared now is equal to 25. So if x is equal to 2, our y is 25. And the last, if our x is 3, just change x into 3, then 5 raised to 3 is equal to 125. So if x is 3, our y here is 125. So this is now the representation of the function y equals 5 raised to x using table of values. So let's proceed to the function y equals 1 over 3 raised to x. So if x is negative 3, we have y equals 1/3 raised to x. Just change x into negative 3. So, yung 1/3 natin ay naka-raise sa negative 3. So, 1 now is raised to negative 3 and 3 now is raised to negative 3. So, applying the negative law of negative exponents, para maging positive ang ating negative exponent sa numerator, ilalagay natin siya sa denominator. And then, para maging positive ang ating negative exponent sa denominator, ilalagay naman natin siya sa numerator. So, as you can see, pinagbaliktad ko yung 1 at 3 at naging positive ang kanilang exponent. So, 3 raised to 3 is equal to 27. 1 raised to 3 is equal to 1. So, 27 divided by 1 is 27. So, if our x now is negative 3, our y is positive 27. How about if x is negative 2? So, just change x here into negative 2. So, 1 raised to negative 2 and yung 3 naka-raise din sa negative 2. So, since both ay negative exponents, I will just get the reciprocal of 1/3. So, 3 over 1, then yung exponent ay naging positive na. So, 3 raised to 2 is equal to 9. So, if our x is negative 2, our y is positive 9. So, let's have if x is negative 1. So, just change x into negative 1. Then, 1 raised to negative 1. Then, yung 3 raised to negative 1 din. Then, since negative exponents ang both numerator at denominator natin, i-reciprocal lang natin siya. So, yung 1 na numerator natin ay nilagay ko sa denominator at naging positive ang exponent. At yung 3 na ating denominator ay nilagay ko sa numerator at naging positive ang kanyang exponent. So, 3 raised to 1 now is equal to 3. So, if x is negative 1, our y is positive 3. So, how about if our x is 0? We have just replace x into 0. And any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, if x is 0, our y is 1. How about if our x is 1? So, just change x into 1. Then, any number raised to 1 is the number itself. So, ang y natin ay 1/3. So, if x is 1, our y is 1/3. And if our x is 2, our y is 1 over 9. And if our x is 3, our y is 1 over 27. So, this is now the representation of the function y equals 1 over 3 raised to x in a table of values, using table of values. Let's do exercise 1. Identify me. Directions. Observe the pattern in each of the table of values. Determine whether each table of values represents an exponential function or not. So for us to identify whether a given table is exponential function, look at the x values if they have common interval, and y values if they have common factor. For common interval, just subtract the x values from left to right or right to left. And for the common factor, just divide the y values from right to left or left to right. If hindi niya masatisfy ang ating dalawang condition na dapat may common interval at common factor, ay it is non-exponential function. So dito sa ating first table, check natin kung may common interval ang ating mga x values by subtracting it. So 5 minus 4 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, 3 minus 2 is still 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1, 0 minus negative 1 is still 1, negative 1 minus negative 2 is 1, negative 2 minus negative 3 is still 1. So yung x values natin dito ay may common interval. Check naman natin kung ang y values natin ay may common factor by dividing. 27 divided by 9 is 3. 9 divided by 3 is still 3. 3 divided by 1 is 3. 1 divided by 1/3 is still 3. 1/3 divided by 1 over 9 is 3. 1 over 9 divided by 1 over 27 is still 3. 1 over 27 divided by 1 over 81 is still 3. 1 over 81 divided by 1 over 243 is still 3. So, we have common factor for y values. Since na-satisfy niya yung dalawang condition natin na dapat may common factor at may common interval, then this table is exponential function. Next table, we have our x values is the same with the x values of our table 1. So, it has common interval na 1. Let's check whether y values have common factor by dividing. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 1 divided by 1/2 is still 2. 1/2 divided by 1/4 is 2. 1/4 divided by 1/8 is still 2. 1/8 divided by 1 over 16 is 2. 1 over 16 divided by 1 over 32 is still 2. 1 over 32 divided by 1 over 64 is still 2. 1 over 64 divided by 1 over 128 is still 2. Since satisfy niya na may common factor at may common interval, therefore this table is exponential function. So our first and second table is exponential function. Number 3. So this is the table. The common interval for the x values is 1. For the common factor, let's divide the y values. So we have 14 divided by 12 is equal to 1.17. 12 divided by 10 is equal to 1.2. So, the factor is no longer common, so it is non-exponential function. Let's have the last table. We have, again, the x values have already common interval, which is 1. So, let's check for the common factor. Divide 22 over 3 divided by 20 over 3 is equal to 1.1. 20 over 3 divided by 6 is equal to 1.11. 6 divided by 16 over 3 is equal to 1.125. So, the factor is no longer common, so it is non-exponential function. Let's have exercise number 2. Show my curves. Directions. Each of the table of values below represents an exponential function. Sketch the graph of each function. This is the first table. To sketch the graph, we are going to plot each point using Cartesian plane. Our first point is -2, 5.62. Second point, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. First point, -2, 5.62. So let's plot. -2, 5.62, somewhere here. Then we have -1, 3.2. -1, 3.2, somewhere here. Next, 0, 1.78. 0, 1.78, located somewhere here. Next, 1, 1. 1, 1, located here. Next, 2, 0.56. 2, 0.56, located somewhere here. And the last, 3, 0.32. 3, 0.32, somewhere here. So connecting all the points, we have this curve. So this is now the graph of our function. Let's have the second table. Again, to sketch the graph, we are going to plot each point using the Cartesian plane. So our first point here is -1, 0.0625. Second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point, and sixth point. So let's graph the first point. We're going to plot -1, 0.0625. -1 and 0.0625. Almost near to 0. Okay. Next, 0, 0.125. We have 0, 0.125, somewhere here. Next, 1, 0.25. So we have 1, then 0.25, somewhere here. Then next, 2, 0.5. So 2, 0.5, located here. Next, 3, 1. So we have 3, 1, located here. And the last point, we have 4, 2. So 4, 2, located here. So connecting all the points, we have this curve. So this curve now shows the graph of our function. Thank you for watching mga math aaral. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow for more videos. Thank you. Until next time. God bless.